Hi, and welcome to Jasmine's Cozy Nook. Today we will be completing Merida's Friendship Level 2 quest. This is if you have purchased the Storybook Vale, this quest will be available and character will be available to you, so let's get started. So this quest is called Clan DunBroch's Rule of the Hunt. Ah, Jinx Cravens, help me, Bob! I've had enough of these wee flying snippets. I swear that they think my hair is fair game for building their nests. Jazzy, could I help you put that royal net of yours to working more of them? I've got loads of Clan Dunbroch wisdom about tracking creatures I learned from my dad. What do you say? Sure, let's hunt some snippets. That's grand. We'll make a whole day of it. Now, the first rule my dad taught me when I was only as tall as his knee, and he was teaching me to use my bow out in the moors, is you start by controlling the terrain. You'll never have any luck catching snippets if you're stumbling all over this rubble. This place is still a bit of a mess. Can you imagine living here all that time with this mess and clarity ink everywhere? We're lucky you showed up when you did. I say we start with the mossy logs. Follow me and I'll show you. Alright, so now we need to follow Merida. Now, I did speed this up a bit because for some reason she was not running wherever we needed to go and she was just walking. So, yeah, just to help things along, I did speed this section up a little bit. Alright, so now we need to talk to her.
What's on your mind?
You see these mossy logs? They're all over the place. Lucky for us, you've got that royal shovel. And I've got another potion from the Library of Lore. I'll shine up my shovel. That'd be grand. When you're done getting rid of the mossy logs, I can tell you more of what I learned from my dad about tracking. Now I've just got to go have a wee chat with the lore keeper. Come find me when you're ready. So now we need to use the potion that is in our inventory. And so now we need to use our shovel to remove the mossy logs. Oops, I meant shovel. Alright, and so we have to remove 6 of these. So let's look around this half of the bind and see what we can get rid of. Okay, so just 2 more. See, there's one over here. I'm sure that this mossy stuff has to be good for something. Obviously, that's why we're doing this. Oh, and there's the last one. I think these pine cones are so cute. I don't know what they're for, but they're adorable anyway. Okay, so now we need to return to Merida. We were friends, but I guess she really did break away. So let's head upstairs to the Library of Lore and we can see what's going on. Okay, there we go. I see her on the right. Let's talk to her. Would you look at that? The blind's practically brand new. While I was gone, I thought of another one of my dad's lessons for tracking. Use everything at your disposal to gain the advantage. I bet you wish you could slow down those snippets a bit, don't you? They're so fast and annoying. Ugh! Ouch! I know. They're always buzzing about me head, so I can hardly even think. But I've got something to help you with that. Here, the lore keeper gave me these instructions left behind by the good fairies. I can't make heads nor tails of them, but the lore keeper told me it'll show you how to make something called a slow trap. She said you could build it with some of the magical things you find around the bind, and it'll slow all the nearby snippets down. That ought to make those flappy low devils easier to catch. Oh, and here, I've gathered up some extra moss for you to get started. Ooh, 10 pieces of moss. That was so nice. Alright, so now we need to use the bind slow trap recipe in our inventory. And let's see what happens. Okay, so now we need to craft a basic fall leaves slow trap to slow snippets around the bind. So as I've been exploring that area, I have collected a few things, and obviously I have enough materials to make this trap. But if you haven't did a lot of exploring, then we will see exactly what all we need in order to create this trap so that way you can get the needed materials. So I'm just running over here real quick to my house because they conveniently left a crafting bench over here. So let's see what we need. Okay, so I'm not seeing the trap. Okay, so it's under functional items. So we need 1 opal, 1 sorcerer hat crab, 5 pine cones, 10 moss, and 500 storybook magic. So you'll need to collect all of those items. So now that we have made it, now we need to place it somewhere in the bind. And the best way to get storybook magic is by completing these little quests in the Storybook Vale and the storybook duties. And that is how you can unlock areas faster. So let's go ahead into furniture mode and let's place our trap. All right, and let's see what happens. Oh, all of the birds have that little stuff around it. Now we need to return to Merida, who is over here.
What's on your mind?
The snippets seem to be moving slow around here already. Nicely done. Would you like to hear more of Dad's advice about tracking creatures? I'm ready. Let's hear it. Patience. That's all. Be patient.
You're
Which you
cute.
might have noticed I'm not always so good at. Sometimes it takes a whole afternoon to find your prey. Me and my dad are out for hours trading stories and making each other laugh.
Brilliant.
Don't worry though, I don't think you'll have to wait too long for a snippet to show up, and when they do, catch them.
Oh, Mom always says it's best to get an early start.
Alright, so now we need to catch 10 snippets. And so fortunately, we have, because of that trap, they will be easier to catch. I will see you once I have caught all 10. Okay, so I have already caught the 10, but I'm insistent that I want to catch this one specifically. And then we can return to Merida. Let's see where she's at. She's up by the well at the Library of Lore, so let's head up there. All right.
There's always something happening here, isn't
You've
there?
caught so many snippets, Jazzy. This is the perfect time to tell you the next rule of tracking my dad taught me.
Amazing.
Never let anything go to waste. Use whatever you catch and use all of it. I should put these snippets back in their rightful place. Exactly. Return these snippets to the lore keeper's pages. These are so countless tales left to be put back. Alright. So now we need to rearrange any tale in the lore keeper's pages. You may need to catch some more snippets first, which I have already completed 2 extra since the last time. Oh, a little golden ring. Awesome. Um, so I think I'm going to need a couple extra blue ones. We will find out, and then I will meet you back at the lore keeper. So I did need 3 more of the blue ones to complete. So we want to reorder the pages. Aladdin is the next one that we have to do. And so let's go ahead, and I'm going to do a little bit of fast forwarding, maybe add some music as I try to put together this Aladdin puzzle. Okay, so now we have completed that. We need to return to Merida. Let's find out where she is. Okay, it looks like she's over in the bind. Let's head over there. Oh, she must have moved. Yeah, because it's definitely taking me up the stairs now. I wish when you teleport to a villager that they wouldn't move and continue to walk around, because that is difficult sometimes.
What's on your mind?
I have one last bit of wisdom to pass on from my dad. He always says that when you've done something epic, and I say catching all those snippets certainly qualifies, you've got to commemorate it. For him, that would be having some sort of trophy made, like a new tapestry. For now, I didn't have time to make a tapestry, but I do have a wee gift for you. Well, really, it's a gift from me and the lore keeper, the both of us. Aw, you didn't need to do that. What do you mean? It's the least I could do. This used to live on the walls in the Library of Lore. It's a storybook frame. Cool. Its magic is connected to the magic of the lore keeper. The same tales that appear in her pages will appear in this frame, so you can put it on your wall and admire the stories. Then you can remember all of our adventures together every time you look at it. Aw, that's so nice. So now we need to place a storybook frame anywhere in your house. So let's head back down to the house and see what we can find, or see where we can put it. I'll probably just put it in my main room when you walk in, just for time's sake. But let's see if we can find a good place for it. I don't even know how big this frame's going to be, so that also changes things a lot. Okay, furniture, storybook frame. Oh, that's actually quite large. Well, I guess if you want to admire it, I guess it would have to be quite large. Aw, that looks so good. Okay, so now we need to return to Merida. So let's see where she is at. Hopefully she'll be right by my house. Oh, and she is. Let's walk around my house. Ah, there she is. Here we go. Jazzy, the lore keeper told me to tell you something else about the storybook frame. She said you could make more of them using some of the stuff lying around in the bind. Then you can commemorate all your adventures here. Oh, and I just remembered there's one last bit of my dad's advice, or a rule you might say, that I want to pass on. Have fun? Well, that too, but it's not what I meant. The last rule is there are no rules. Not really. When a demon bear with one dead eye is chomping on your leg, you do what you have to do. At the end of the day, we make our own fate and our own rules. All right, so that is the end to Merida's Friendship Level 2 quest. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you next time. Bye!